So I'm going to tell you the real deal of buying or selling a house right now during this, quote, this word, by the way, is starting to annoy me, unprecedented times. We got to use a different word. But anyway, these unprecedented times, I'm going to tell you the real deal. No bullshit, totally unscripted of what's going on in the real estate field right now, so you know what to do if you're going to buy or sell your house. Hang tight. All right, sorry if that intro was harsh, but this is kind of harsh reality right now, right? Looks like, we're going to come out of this thing like we come out of everything else in this history of the human race, right? This one's going to go a little beyond 3 minutes, by the way, just a tad. I know I promised 3 minutes or less. But here's the unfiltered, unscripted view of what's going on in the real estate market right now. If you're thinking about buying or selling your house right now, you see a lot of posts of agents and they're, everybody's like, business as usual, no problem. You could buy the house. Okay, look, I'm no harsh on the industry whatsoever. People have a positive attitude. I'm a seriously positive guy, super hopeful. We're going to come out of this thing and I'll talk to you about in 2 seconds about what's going to happen after this is done. But right now, we have certain restrictions on us as agents, okay? In California specifically, we're not allowed to go in an in-person meeting. We're not allowed to hold open houses. We're not allowed to meet people at homes and walk them through anymore. I literally can open a home, walk away, let them go in, scrub the house, come back out, etc. There's specific forms that need to be signed now before you allow anybody to enter, kind of a coronavirus form where they have to sign off, buyers and their agents have to sign off before they can get into the house now, pursuant to the California Association of Realtors forms. There's addendums to contracts now, coronavirus addendum, that speak to this also, that allow, if something happens during the course of escrow, a buyer can kind of blow out of a deal, at least during this time, during this stay-at-home mandate in California, for instance, till the end of April right now, which could be extended, who knows. But that's it's a very, very restrictive process. That doesn't mean homes are not selling. Look, our business right now, I'll be honest with you, a lot of agents won't tell you this, okay? Everybody's kind of like, it's a little bit of, everything's great. Our business down, Michelle and our business is probably down, 50% over the last month. We do commercial work. We have a small law firm. So obviously you can tell like the eviction stuff that's going on right now, moratoriums. I got a lot of law clients that are calling right now, and listings and buyers are down. So we kind of balance things out, which is why I also speak in other videos about it's important to have multiple streams of income. But nevertheless, the real estate business is down, cut in half. That doesn't mean that the industry's cut in half. It doesn't mean that people aren't going to be buying and sell houses again. It doesn't mean that people are going to sell houses online virtually without, help from somebody like us. It just doesn't mean that stuff. But right now, this is what it is. We are probably going to put something on the market during this time period, 1 or 2 homes. We do have a couple things in escrow right now that are closing during this time period. It's super funky, but everybody's getting along and everybody's really nice, to be honest with you. Everybody's kind of working together. There's no fight. It's actually funny. Usually sometimes it gets very adversarial in the middle of a contract or, a home sale. That fight, that adversarial nature is actually kind of stripped away. And it's this like kind of new honesty. I hope that prevails after. I hope that keeps going because that's what I like. It's easier to work in an environment like that. Anyway, I digress. It is difficult right now to buy or sell a home. That does not mean you can't do it, okay? Because it can be done. But how do you get a photographer in? Are the sellers that are occupying the home, are they willing to let a photographer in? Home inspectors, appraisers? Lenders are trying to come up with ideas about just drive-by appraisers. Inspectors are coming in hazmat suits. There are workarounds to this kind of stuff, but it makes it very, very difficult. You got an inspector walking through your house for 2 to 4 hours. It gets, that's a long, prolonged period inside of a home during an outbreak like this. So how does that get done? All this little stuff, all the stuff that can be done electronically, like signatures, title, escrow, that kind of stuff can all be done off-site electronically. That's fine. I could have Zoom calls. I could talk to you video-wise. I had a couple listing appointments last week on a Zoom call. That's all fine because I could share my screen and show comps. All that stuff can be done. It's just the very practical matters of showing a home, inspecting a home, appraising a home, things like that. So that is what, the side note, by the way, vacant home is a little bit different, depending on how long it's been vacant. Those are, vacant home right now, which are kind of the couple appointments that I did have last week, are a little bit of a special enclave unto themselves, which is very helpful, actually, for the vacant homeowner. And you can do a pre-listing inspection, essentially, to have an inspection report and deliver it to a buyer, things like that, out of the box. But right now, it is difficult. There's no bullshit about it, okay? Anybody that's telling you it's easy business as usual is, I believe, is committing malpractice. But But I am very positive, and I have a workaround for all this stuff that's safe, healthy, doesn't get anybody in trouble, and works. Okay. On the other hand, there are some sellers. I'm very honest with them. I tell them all these challenges I just told you. And if they don't like it, they're going to pass, and we're going to wait to put their property on the market in May. There are a couple appointments that I had that we're going to wait because they understand this is just difficult for. They don't want to deal with this right now. It's too much on everyone's plate. We're going to delay it 30 days. I told them they should not list it with us yet. Okay. And that's just a lot of what's going on. I didn't want to sugarcoat anything. But there is challenges, but there are workarounds. Now, real quickly, just for 60 seconds more, I promise, is that what's going to happen after this? That's the question we get. Jay, how long is this going to take? What's going to happen May 1st? Is it going to get extended beyond April 30? Whenever this is done, it's going to change a little bit, right? I mean, we're all going to kind of react to each other a little differently for a while. We're not going to all jump into rave concerts on May 1st and start, crowding in Staples Arena right away. It's going to take time. It takes a while. I mean, we have cold engines right now. And what do you do when you have a cold engine? You would start it, you let it kind of run for a minute, right? Before you get it going. Otherwise, the engine's going to crack. So we don't want that to happen again. I think it's going to take 30, 60, 90 days to get things going again. I do believe that. I think it'll take a quarter to get things revved up again, back to a certain situation, depending on how jobs go and people's incomes. The good thing right now is there are still tons of equity in people's homes. There is because of all the foreclosure moratoriums, eviction moratoriums, and things like that. Right now, the system, the foundation is still not cracking, which is great, which you got a stable foundation and it builds. If this lockdown goes on for a year, obviously we have different issues, but it will, afterwards, it's going to take a little bit of time to get the engine revved up, get warm, and get people going again, but it will, absolutely. And this is the time where I'm actually, I'm a Jewish guy, and I've never actually sat down and read full Bible. I picked up a book we have in the thing. I'm reading the Torah. There's a lot of teachings in there, like the stories of Genesis and things. There's a lot of the kind of meaning of life books, allowed me to pick up my science fiction books again and start reading again. So it's a lot of time. I could spend an hour early in the morning reading this stuff and actually absorbing it, and then get into some work and then talk to clients. And then, you know what I'm saying? There's that I hope is going to be the new norm with people. I hope people are going to really kind of enjoy their humanity more in their business. Okay. That got a little off topic. That got a little weird and sidetracked. But that's what's on my mind today. I want you to know what's going on in the market right now. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. And I will see you next week on the Real Estate Minute Joe. Take care. Have a good, safe, healthy week. Happy Easter. Happy Passover. All that stuff. Good stuff coming, guys. Can't wait. See you soon.